as I gotten older, I have access to a lot more different ways to deal with those kinds of things.
Yeah.
I can hop in my car and go out for a 4-hour drive to clear my mind.
Or eat a whole cake.
Yep. To each their own.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that's the physically healthiest option.
Yeah, but it'll work.
But even then, you don't know how that'll affect somebody.
Yeah.
Maybe they never had a birthday cake growing up. It's the What It Is podcast with Marlee and
Strolli. How you doing today, Marlee?
I'm doing pretty good, Strolli.
Yeah,
I think we're on a hot streak, dude. We've had one good episode so far.
Yeah, we've had one.
Let's see if we go 2 for 2. Not
Probably
been done
not.
yet.
No.
That'll be our new streak.
Yeah.
No, I'm all right today, Strolli. I think I'm relaxing. I'm feeling better now. Oddly enough, yeah. I think it has nothing to do with you, but 100% to do with the funnies.
Oh,
yeah. Which may or may not be attributed to you. I don't know.
Unreal. Worst day of my life.
Yeah, dude. I'm feeling a little better. I was a little stressed earlier. Not feeling my best.
A little stressies because of the messies.
Stressies because of the messies, dude. I heard it in my head. I heard it in my head as soon as you said stressies. I was like, say messies. Say messies for me, please.
Nice. Stressies for the messies.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm all right. How you
That's
doing?
good. I am chilling. I have not been able to sleep at all this week, dude.
I've been chilling for 47 hours.
No, I just realized that I've just been so tired this week. I don't know if it's because of daylight savings or whatever, but
I think so. Actually, you know what?
I just cannot sleep well.
Yeah.
Not the length of time. It's just I just cannot sleep well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm ready for this weekend to catch up on everything.
Yeah.
Sleep-wise.
Unfortunately, I'm technically currently on my weekend. Well, not unfortunately. I'm doing pretty. That should help.
It must be fucking nice.
It is.
To have a weekend in the middle of the week.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking sick, dude.
Yeah.
Your boy works Saturday and Sunday.
Get fucked.
You know what's funny?
I'm off those days.
You know what's? Yeah, I'm off today and tomorrow and Friday.
Oh, cool. Me too. I'm taking off now.
Yeah, me too. I quit my job.
Bitch.
I'm off every day.
Yeah. How's it feel?
No, I was saying, since my dad's retired, my mom's on disability, and my sister doesn't work. There's no concept of weekend in our house anymore because of the way my schedule rotates the way it does, and even my brother. I'm like, if we do any kind of family event, it's gonna be cool. You guys ready to grill on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
There's no
Tuesday at 4 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. There's no sense of what a weekend is anymore, which is kind of cool because time has been fucking flying by.
Yeah.
I was looking at my schedule and I was like, holy shit, dude, it's gonna be it's March, and before I know it, it's gonna be fucking April. Yep. It's gonna be May, and I'm gonna be hella vaccinated and shit.
Yeah, maybe.
Totally.
We'll see.
That's what Sir Biden said.
Sir Biden.
Mr.
Biden. Is we gonna be vaccinated at any point in this lifetime?
Mr. Biden, how many legs does it take to get the vaccine? Because I am ready for it.
The world may never know.
Hopefully the fucking world knows soon. Nah, dude.
So what are we talking about
today?
let's
get to the actual fucking topic.
What's the topic today, Marlee?
Mental health.
Mental health. Aw.
Yeah.
Neat.
Because, yeah, that's it. Neat. Mental is a health that we all have.
Yep.
We all have our good days and bad days, man.
Yep.
I've felt a little bit of the stress, a little bit of the I usually I want to say once or twice a year I get really pent up and just stressed out if I don't do certain shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been able to do certain shit, which is I've known I've gained weight recently.
Uh-huh.
I'm definitely feeling it in
You're
my
not
body.
showing it.
Oh, thanks, boo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that helps.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But yeah, knowing that and I had made progress about a year ago, pretty much right before the shutdown, where I had lost like a good like 30 or 40 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
and I was hitting the gym, I was eating right, and then like everything crashed down, and I was like, fuck it all, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a state of like, fuck it for the entirety of last year, and now I'm ready to fucking break out and actually start caring about myself again and my body.
You're about to say fuck it to the fuck it that you said.
Exactly.
Yeah. I gotcha.
I'm about to rescind the fuck it.
Rescind the fuck it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to go to the gym. I'm like, oh man, I could throw the mask on and do that. And like, I had to like mention it to my mom because I mean I still live with the parents, and my mom's very high risk. So was my sister, and she was like, I know.
No.
Pretty much, yeah. She was like, I understand, but like it's still a little dangerous right now. There's still like a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
Because there anything you can do at home.
Mm.
Which is what I'm setting up to do right now.
You can do sit-ups.
Exactly. I got a bench that can do sit-ups, push-ups, like step. Like I can do a lot of shit with it, and it wasn't even that expensive. It was cheaper than what I'd be paying for a gym for like 4 months.
Oh yeah, you can't beat that.
Exactly. So I'm realistically I'm saving money. I'm gonna be more comfortable working out. I can still take care of myself at any time.
Don't gotta wear a mask when you work out.
Exactly. I can work
really
out
nice.
completely fucking naked, which is sick. You're welcome for that sweet image.
Yeah, I was about to say that mental image did not. That was quick. That didn't take long for that to populate in my brain.
Oh no, I'm sure it didn't. But yeah, it was just like a moment of like I'm ready to like do something. I'm ready to like I can feel myself kind of falling into that like dip again.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to do this. I need to do this now. And then I wasn't able to do that, and I started feeling that stress. So naturally, I started reorganizing, which is typically that's typically how I cope. And that's how I know like I need to start changing the way I do things. When I start feeling that like that dip, reorganizing is like the last step before it hits.
Yeah.
And the reorganizing is typically like a hit or miss, and where it's just kind of like, oh, I feel the same as I did before.
Yep.
Cool. We're gonna deal with this for a little while.
Neat.
Yeah.
I am not gonna financially recover from this.
Absolutely not. I have spent money.
Yeah.
But there's like all kinds of. I don't want to say there's a trigger because there's nothing ever consistent.
Yeah.
I could be doing really well in life, which on paper I absolutely am right now.
Yeah.
I could look at the objective things that are going on in my life, and it's kind of like, well, what reason do I have to feel this way? You know, like why do you feel that you shouldn't feel this way? But realistically, those things don't matter.
Yeah.
When it comes to the state of mental health, because there's not always a trigger for these types of situations.
Yeah. Yeah. But would you say that your trigger would be maybe more and I'm using this because of I can't really think of anything else or another way to word it, but maybe like not getting what you want, right? Like you were like I feel like shit about myself. I need to try and improve my self-confidence. The way that I know how to do that is to go work out at a gym, and you go and do that, and you get told no for a legitimate reason, which is why you're not upset or mad, but you get stressed because you're like, fuck.
Yeah,
I'm still self-conscious. What the fuck? So like, do you think your trigger is more or less of not being able to accomplish? I mean, I guess that's like the definition, isn't it?
So
right?
like, well, that's the thing, because like again, looking at objectively, like I'm still gonna accomplish my goal. I'm set up to do that.
Yeah.
In a place where it's more comfortable and cost effective, and I know I can do it. You know.
Yeah.
So like that argument is a little moot. Like, oh, was it that made me this way? I'm like, no. I look at that situation as more of a symptom of what was already happening.
Right. Yeah.
Because like I said, like there's not much that I can say or do.
So
to
you're saying your stress originated pre self esteem issue.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Self-confidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it took me a while to figure that out for myself. Just because I would always look for a reason as to why I felt the way I did, and I'd put it on a reason, and then it'd be like, oh, well, that's why. You know?
Yeah.
But
You
growing
always
up,
gave yourself the satisfaction of understanding without actually understanding.
But then, like, as I got older, excuse me. As I got old, thank you. Glad I got your permission to be excused.
No problem.
Just fucking bail out on the cast. Just leave.
Yeah.
I'm excused. Okay, cool. But yeah, I found out that like those dips just happen no matter what. There's no consistent phase in life.
Chemical imbalance.
Yeah, that's
Can't have the goods without the bads.
It's all it is, And living with that understanding is just it's just kind of like, oh, I feel kind of bad now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Time to do some blow.
There we go.
Yeah.
But it just happens, dude.
Yeah.
And that's not, there's the people that are just kind of like, oh, you should speak to a therapist, you should do this, and it's like, yeah, I'm sure therapy would probably help.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like,
I'm too proud for therapy.
Yeah, I'm too good for it.
No, not good.
Yeah.
Proud. Straight proud. I know that I probably should have that, but nope.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you.
I just don't feel like I don't feel like it's a detriment to my life. I just feel like it's something that I kind of get and I cope with, the whole the depression, like it hits people differently. Depression isn't just like sadness.
It's like that nagging shoulder pain that you wake up from sleeping on it weird. Like I'm not going to a doctor because it's going to be over in a little bit, but God damn is it annoying right now.
It sucks.
Yeah. Fuck this shit.
Yeah. And it's like it's one of those things. It's like you realize that you've had it for so long.
Yeah.
And this is just for me.
Yeah.
It's totally different from other people. It's totally debilitating for certain people.
Mental health is weird in that respect, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like there's similar diagnoses for different people who have different symptoms and experience it different and handle it different and deal with and everything is different. The only similarity is the common feeling, the common emotion. It's not even the common problem. It's not the common mentality issue, whatever. It's the same feeling.
Yeah, and it's like these things are not tied to action.
Yep. It's like for instance, like Robin Williams and oh my God, I feel like a dick for not knowing his name. Guy from Linkin Park.
Chester Bennett.
Yes, Chester Bennington. Thank you.
Lincoln.
Mr. Lincoln.
Mr. Lincoln Park. Chester Bennington. Not Chester Bennett. Chester Bennington. Chester Cheetah. I'll look it up.
Chester the Cheetah. Yes. No. Regardless, the lead singer of Linkin Park.
Yes.
They were extremely happy and positive folks. I mean, Linkin Park.
Bennington.
Yeah.
I've become so numb.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, Linkin Park kind of might have had a suspicion, but then again, their genre was that time. It was like, well, if I was making a song, that's the lyrics I would use. But at the same time,
look at the situation. Chester Bennington was a successful artist.
Yep.
He had a loving wife. He had kids. He had a family.
Robin Williams was easily the most famous, loved comedian in the entire world.
Exactly.
And yet they still suffered with something that literally no one saw.
Yeah.
And that depression can illuminate like that, or it can illuminate to somebody who just can't get out of bed. And it's like those two feelings are the same.
Yeah.
But they experience them differently. And Robin Williams' depression could have been, for lack of an example, just self-esteem issues. And the person who can't get out of bed's depression is probably because they have annoying neighbors or whatever reason. Like, something as trivial as something like that, where it's like,
well, that's kind of like, that's not towards like necessarily my point. That like there might not be any reason.
Well, but I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to compare that to that, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that everyone is different, and the ways you go about it and you see it and you treat it and you try and work through it is all different from everybody. And
there's no clear path that works for everyone. Like
no two people will have the same outcome from the same medicine.
Yeah,
right.
It'd be so ignorant of me to be the kind of person where like, I'm feeling a little numb to life right now. I'm gonna go take a walk. I'm gonna go be outside a little bit more. I'm gonna bring in some sunlight. I'm gonna go to nature, which it does make me feel a little better. But to look at somebody else that can't even get out of fucking bed, or that like stops taking care of themselves, and to be like, oh, you just need to go out in nature. You just need to be out in the sun and you'll feel better.
No, maybe they just need a hug.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, maybe they just need somebody to fucking talk to that can understand their situation and help them in whatever way will help them.
Without sounding condescending about the whole idea.
Maybe
telling them to go outside and go to nature.
Maybe they do need to speak to a therapist. Maybe they do need to be medicated. Jesus Christ.
Maybe they just need to experience life without thinking about that depression. Numb their brain to that idea, right? Numb their brain, like get their brain so distracted from the idea that they're sad to where their brain just is like, oh, okay, yeah, we're cool with that. All right,
Yeah.
we're on to the next. Here we go. We're happiness now.
It's
you know,
it's so crazy how like the same
yeah,
like it can affect so many people so differently.
yeah.
Like,
and everybody handles stress differently too.
Yeah.
Like to go on with what you're saying. Like you're like, oh well, I can't go to the gym, so now I'm pissed. You know what I mean, kind of thing, or now I'm stressed, right? And people would be like, well, I mean, that's a weird thing to be stressed out, right? Like, I got bills I have to pay that I'm stressed out. And you want to be stressed because you can't go to the gym?
Yeah.
You can't get your hair cut, so you're stressed
and
about
we
that?
become the fucking stress Olympics.
Yeah. Right. And it's like,
oh, you want a fucking gold medal for your children that you can't pay for? Like, what the fuck do you want
I'm
from
sorry,
me?
whose stress is bigger challenge that we're doing
exactly.
right now?
It's
like,
so
damn.
fucking stupid. Why are you comparing your upset, your sadness?
stress? So what you're saying is that you understand what I'm going through, and you're telling me that the feelings that you have can't be the same.
You're saying because your life objectively sucks more that I'm not allowed to feel bad for how my life sucks as well.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like, I'm sorry that we don't.
Everything's proportional.
We don't process everything the same.
Perspective, not proportional.
Somebody could be in that situation where they, like they have mouths to feed and they can't. They have stress and they have this, that, and the other, and they're fine. They function. They're fine. They're cool. Another person can be emotionally fucked up and breaking down inside, dealing with the same shit.
Yep.
It's like why does everything always have to be so comparative?
Yeah. Like the way I handle stress is like when I get stressed, I stress about it for about 10, 15 minutes, and I'm like, I squish it away and I put it with the other stress, and I wait for it to literally blow me up and hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. See, we all have our processes.
Just hope.
Yeah.
Like, all right, this is gonna come out someday.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be fun for anybody involved. But after that, we'll be okay.
Yeah, and
I'm okay now.
For me, it's like it was something that was really hard. Obviously, my teenage years.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on at home, and it was like
teenagers suck.
Yeah, for me, it was like it wasn't necessarily. I wasn't the kind of person like that would be incredibly emotional. I would have like I want to say smaller outbursts where I would get those really pent up, like, fuck, I gotta do something. I gotta get out. I gotta go do something. I'm feeling this in my chest. I'm feeling this in my head. Like, I'm not okay right now. I need to do something. I would build up to those moments, but those in between those moments was a lot of like numbness to shit. Where there were things that I should have reacted to that I purposefully didn't, or I would joke away from. So as to not let those things affect me.
Right.
When deep down they were definitely still affecting me, but it was just going to build up to those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when it comes to stress and when it comes to things that'll get me back to that's how I characterize that depression, was like the numbness that would lead to the moment where I would like get too much and I would like just have to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I gotten older, I have access to a lot more different ways to deal with those kinds of things.
Yeah.
I can hop in my car and go out for a 4-hour drive to clear my mind.
Or eat a whole cake.
Yep. To each their own.
I'm
not saying that's the physically healthiest option.
Yeah, but it'll work.
But even then, you don't know how that'll affect somebody.
Yeah.
Like maybe they never had a birthday cake growing up, and they're an adult, and they're just like, you know what? I'm gonna buy myself a birthday cake. I'm gonna buy myself the biggest fucking expensive cake I can right now.
Yep.
And
I'm gonna drop
eat
$10K on a fucking birthday cake and just look at it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to eat it. I just want to look at it,
Maybe
and then I'm gonna throw it the fuck away.
Exactly.
But boy, do I feel good after that.
Exactly.
And then the stress kicks back in because they just spent like,
exactly
3 months ran on. Yeah.
Well, teach their own. No.
But for that time, they were good.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think the big thing too.
It's so varied.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And a big thing too right now is that like in our country, mental health is treated with such a stigma that it's like, oh well, like we were talking, like, oh well, you can't stress about that because I'm stressing about this, and that's more important than that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and
you're not allowed to stress about that.
Right. There's not a. Human beings just want to compete, right? We want to say who is better. You want to say something because you want to feel better.
Yeah.
The reason you share something is so you can feel better than that person because you know that thing and they don't, right? So, or so you think. And people tend to, take that, and with mental health, they'll be like, well, my mental health is more important or worse than your mental health, so you can't be feeling the way that you do because of me.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, holy shit, I understand partially about what you're going through. I can't imagine how that is stressful for you, but it's not stressful to me. What can I do to help? Nobody wants to extend that hand to help, and it's truly a shame.
There's always different levels to it.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Like, there's always different levels. Like, it's part of it is the culture of, like, you shouldn't need help. Mm-hmm. You know?
Especially, and
I'm sorry, I need a fucking hug right now.
Yeah, and especially for dudes.
Excuse me for showing weakness.
It's tougher for males because we have that social stigma of we need to be strong, right? And because of that, we're looked down upon for expressing our emotions, or we're treated differently if we express our emotions, or
you cry, you're weak.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And it's like, fair.
Speaking against everything I just said, they're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Bums. No, because of that, men tend to hold in all of their emotions, and eventually it gets to the point where
they murder somebody.
I was going with a little bit more innocent, but sure, we'll go with that. I mean, unfortunately, that's a possibility. You know what I mean? Like, it gets too much to handle, and the only way out
is through that extreme reaction.
Your brain just reacts extremely and could potentially lead to homicide.
Because they're not supposed to show weakness. Well, us as a people aren't supposed to show weakness. We're supposed to be strong. Like, those are the stories that are exalted, not the people that come out and be like, you know what, I need a fucking hug.
Yeah.
Right now, you know, they're the people that are exalted are the ones that are like, oh, you got yourself out of the situation, and it's not like, well, they got fucked up. They probably have some level of PTSD going through what the fuck they did.
Yeah,
it's not about them making it through the situation. Like, are you okay?
Yeah. What can we do to help?
Exactly. Like, you're looking at the situation as like a success story or somebody being strong, and it's like, I want to be like that. And I was like, well, they went through some fucking shit to be there.
Yeah.
And they probably could have been better had they been helped in some way, shape, or form.
Yep. And another thing,
the struggle isn't admirable.
Right, yeah.
The struggle is a struggle. We shouldn't have to fucking struggle because not everybody is built to make it through the struggle.
Yeah. You could be stronger at handling one struggle than somebody else, but they could also be strong at handling the struggle that you're dealing with, and you guys could help each other.
Exactly.
Instead of fighting each other because your struggle is different than their struggle.
Exactly.
Yeah. But even then, on the adverse too, right? That with mental health, like, it's the one disease, and I use air quotes because there's a whole bunch of different diseases, right, in mental health. It's the one disease that just you can't prove, right? I can't. Yeah, to an extent. I can't look at you and be like, you're stressed. I mean,
I had to be hooked up to a couple machines, and you had to read my brain activity. But you can measure the chemical imbalances. You can measure the brain activity that'll say that.
It takes a lot of work to understand that. Where at least if
people don't have access to that kind of shit.
If you came up to me and you were like, I broke my arm, I could be like,
you broke it. There's the little bone right there.
Can confirm.
That's supposed to be inside.
But if you like, if you come up to me and you're like, oh my God, I think my arm's broken, and it's like, bro, it's perfectly fine. Like, I'm gonna be like, it's perfectly fine. You have nothing to worry about, and you can be like, okay, right, because we can see it, right?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I just hate how.
So where I'm going with that is that. Mental health is a avenue for people to take advantage of being poor humans, right? Oh, I acted that way because I'm stressed, or I acted that way because I'm
That's
depressed.
the negative side about that.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, unfortunately, there's those things, and I think that's kind of where that stigma comes from, where it's like so many people are like, oh, well, it's my anxiety. I can't do this because of my anxiety, and it's like you can't go to work because of your anxiety. Like, I understand, but we understand that we can't make that excuse for everything. You know what I mean? And I think it gets taken advantage of a lot. I'm not saying people who actually can't go to work because of anxiety, well, you got to go to work. But I mean, the people who are like,
I see what
I
you're saying.
woke up and I got like a stomach bug and I'm stressed and I'm anxious, so like I can't come to work. It's like, dude, okay. Like,
I see what you're
sure, you may be feeling those things. but there's certain things that even that you can work through, you just choose not to.
Mm-hmm.
The people who objectively choose not to work through their emotions because it's easier just to plead insanity is the right way to go. And I think like I said, I think that's kind of where that stigma
the diagnosis is not an excuse for immaturity.
Exactly.
That's you have it, just like with any sickness, you have to work towards being better.
Right.
I want to say, like, that's what I did for myself.
Yep.
I was like, I don't like feeling like this. I don't want to feel like this. There's got to be some way I can deal with this.
Yeah.
You know, just that's how my family is. Probably not for the best. Like I said, doesn't work for everybody.
Deal with it.
Work for me, doesn't work for everybody. But
but if
there's
you don't want
to, there's levels to it. There's, again, like, I could be feeling the numbness. I could be feeling sad, but like I still got to go to work. I still have responsibilities I need to take care of.
Yeah.
You know, like when you genuinely have that imbalance, when you're genuinely sick,
fucked up.
Yeah, when you're genuinely sick, like, yes, it's a priority. Yes, it's a sickness. Yes, it needs to be addressed. Absolutely, there needs to be no stigma about those kinds of things.
Right. Exactly.
You know,
we should be treating everything like it is. But
it's like
I said, because
treatment for cancer is fucking chemo. The treatment for depression is quit being a bitch. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up.
It is.
Like, and overall, that's the image that's pushed.
Yeah. And I think again that's got a lot to do with whose stress is worse contest, right? Like,
exactly.
It's got a lot to do with that. Like, we've all been sad before, just get over it. It's fine, you know? And it's like, well, your sadness may not be as strong as my sadness, you know?
You're feeling sad for a day. I haven't eaten in a week.
Yeah, right.
You're like,
right.
I have a different, like, it's
I have a different way of handling
It's such
this.
an intangible, like, thing. Like, and it's so, I feel it almost feels like it's new.
Yep. And then like I said, you know, you can't really see it. Right? You can see a chemical imbalance, but you can't see that chemical imbalance, right? You can make assumptions based on what you've seen before, but you can't be like, yeah, that is that chemical imbalance is for sure depression. It's definitely not stress. It's definitely not fear. It's definitely it's 100%. You know, you can't,
there's such a big
you can't do that.
There's such a big conversation, and like mental health isn't even just like depression. Which I feel like that's what we're leaning on as a whole.
Well, yeah.
Like I feel like that's what we're leaning on as the
episode. I feel like that's easier for us to
because I mean that's what I've personally experienced. But like,
right, exactly.
mental health is also like,
I mean, Jesus Christmas. There's so many different things that
there's
can go
so many
wrong.
There's so many
the brain
habits.
is a wonderful thing and yet a terrifying thing in the same
exactly.
aspect.
There's so many ways it can go wrong. Like there's so many aspects of it. Like you're saying you're fine, but you sleep roughly 4 hours a night, and I feel personally you can't clean. You don't clean. Like there's certain like part of it is like, oh no, that's just who I am. That's just kind of my personality. But it's like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Maybe you were abused as a child. Like maybe there's something there that needs to be addressed so that you can live in a better like state of life. Like not judging anybody because like, oh, because you're not living like me, you must not be okay. Yeah. But there's actually like so many people that have gone through shit that have not addressed their shit. Yeah. That it's scary.
Yep.
Almost, you know? Mm-hmm. The things that we joke about, that it's like, you know, it's like, you just spoke of child abuse?
Yeah.
Like, you were abused as a fucking child.
Yeah.
But you don't recognize that it's actually fucked.
Yeah. You don't understand how much it's affected you because you've used humor to get over it for so long that it's no longer scary for you. It's actually funny. It's genuinely funny for you.
You got used to it being life that you don't think anything is out of the ordinary because that was your life. That was your standard.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
like,
how
I remember when my dad fist fought me when I was 8 years old. Like,
so I know this isn't maybe the best time to make a joke, but like that's not what I heard. But
yeah,
but
you guy, is fucking guy.
But yeah, but like shit like that. That's how like
it sounds funny.
Dissociative identity disorder, which is like the multiple personality thing that's been renamed or whatever. I don't know. I went down like a rabbit hole the other day about it.
Yeah. Well, those are different disorders.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
But But what I'm saying,
Okay,
DID, dissociative identity disorder, that is set on by large amounts of trauma when you're in a certain age range, and that's how that's how it comes on, because your brain is like, holy fuck, this trauma is so intense, we won't survive if we remember this, so we need to section our memory off and create personalities essentially to compartmentalize. Thank you.
Go. Got your back, dog.
This trauma and help us understand it and get through it and deal with it.
Yeah.
So now we have a 3-inch binder, and there's all these sections cut into it. And this person handles this person handles this person handles this, and they're all people, all and the brain does that to be like, cool, I did it.
Yeah, I dealt with it.
I broke it.
We're good.
I did it.
Yay.
So I mean, it's really interesting that the safety mechanisms that the brain comes up with, like
the shit that you don't even recognize. Like, I was talking to one of my other friends, I have those.
Fuck you.
Yeah. About joking around that, like, oh, you got to finish all the food on your plate. Like, oh, you're gonna throw away those leftovers? What's wrong with you? Like, I would joke around, but like recognizing that, like, the reason that I stuff my face and I eat everything to the point I feel sick because it's on my plate. Because when I was a child, I'd get my ass whooped if I didn't finish, like, my broccoli.
Hey, me too.
Yeah. But it's those little instances that's like, that's mental health.
Yeah.
That's not okay. You don't have to force yourself to do these things anymore.
Yeah.
That's like,
but they become social norm because they become a personal norm.
Yeah, like you're forcing children like to eat like. Maybe they're just not. Maybe they just don't want to eat. And I get some kids just like, I don't want to eat this, that, and the other.
Yeah, kids are fussy.
But like, there's such a like every little thing can blossom into like a huge problem, and you don't even realize it.
Yep.
Because we don't put an effort into making it a priority.
Yep. And we also, as a society, don't make an effort into understanding.
Yeah.
And respect.
Yeah.
Respect is really the big thing. Like.
If prioritize the wrong things all the time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it's like, I don't give a fuck that you're crying. I got bills to pay.
My brain just like went into 17 different tangents.
Yeah, there's like so many. There's so much more we could fucking
so
talk
far
about.
With this.
Like, I'm sitting here looking at the timer, like, God damn it!
Oh
man,
we could go into society and pop culture and how that's affecting mental health, and oh my Jesus Christmas.
So I think it's a good place to wrap.
Yeah. Because my mental health is deteriorating.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna start getting into you now, huh?
Yeah. Oh no, dear God.
Yeah, I don't think we're ready for that. Yeah.
The only thing inside. Never mind.
Yeah. So, apologies. If we said something. Just,
yeah.
Like,
sorry
honestly,
if we offended you.
This has been a very rough conversation. Like, I do care about mental health. I do care about people. I'm not out here to say anything. And if I did, I did unintentionally, I apologize. I really do.
We're not advocates or scientists or psychologists or anything like that.
We're really just having a conversation right now.
We're just people who have experienced and seen shit that's not okay.
But
and
like, just understand that it's 100%.
People need help.
Yeah, it's 100% okay to seek help. It's 100% okay to not be okay.
Come seek help with us.
Yeah,
we'll
we
do
got
what we
space
can.
on the couch, dog.
Yeah, you can't see it, but it's like right there.
Yeah, listen, I am down.
And right
I
there,
am down for.
Right. And now Dom is taking up most of it. So
never mind. There's no more space.
Sorry. Blame Dom. Don't blame us. But yeah, no, seriously.
We all need help.
If you guys need help, find the help that you can get.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Do what you need to
don't
do
be ashamed.
to be your best self.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, do what you need to do to be your best self.
Yep. Anywho. With
With
that being said, thank you for listening.
Yep,
Thanks
time
for
me to
watching.
be my best self.
Yeah. Time for us to skedaddle.
We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
We love you so much, guys. We'll see you next time. All right. Bye.